The Scottish Government wants to tell you how to bring up your kids. There's two reasons for that. First of all, they're convinced that they know best. Their social worker, advisors, educationalists, sock puppet charities, and the politicians themselves, they all agree on a best way to do it. They know best. They're the experts. That's reason number one. Reason number two is they think the parents in poorer areas are actually a bit rubbish, and that's why the children in those areas don't do so well at school. So they think they need to teach these parents to do their job better, which again I think is very unfair. Now, you would hope the government would recognise the boundary around family life, that family life should be free from state intervention except in the most extreme circumstances. But the Scottish Government seems unaware of that principle, and they're very keen to inject a good dose of their wisdom into every family in Scotland. Now, that's a case I've been making for quite a while, and as if to confirm my suspicions, the Scottish Government has put a poster on the side of a telephone box just up the road from me. So let's see what it says. If they go off in a huff at home, try Spaceships. So they're giving advice for parents on how to deal with tantrums for young children, we assume. So what's the advice? What's the secret strategy for dealing with tantrums? Keep them busy, ask them to write a list of things they'd take with them to space, and ask how much of everything they'd need. So that's a distraction tactic to deal with a tantrum. Now, in dealing with a tantrum, I would say roughly there are three ways you could respond. You could try to distract, like this method here. You could ignore it, let them scream and shout and throw themselves around, but just ignore it till they calm down again. Or the third option is to challenge it, to say to them and make it clear to them that sort of behaviour is just not on, and they need to learn not to do it. We're not going to put up with tantrums, and they need to get a grip. We're not going to have that. Now, the thing with the distraction method is the kids throw a wobbly, and they learn that when you do that, people try to distract you and calm you down. They turn extra nice, and there's not really any negative consequence to it. What happens when these kids go to school? Well, they'll still be throwing tantrums and thinking just the teacher's job is to come along and smooth it over and soothe them, distract them, calm the whole situation down. I think much better that when children throw a wobbly, there are negative consequences and they realise that that's something that you just don't do. It's not a matter of diffusing the situation, it's a matter of changing the behaviour of young children. Now, the government's point of view is very one-sided. It's all about counselling and relationship and psychological tactics. There's no place for punishment, telling off, putting your foot down. That's a very one-sided philosophy, and it's already led to huge erosion of discipline and respect in schools. So having done that, it's obviously now time to see this strategy implemented in families as well. Now, there's two means the Scottish Government's got to achieve this. One method is to tell the kids that that's the way your parents should be treating you. I've talked about that in other videos. And what we've got here is tell the adults that this is the way they should be dealing with their kids. Now, in terms of specific parenting strategies, the Scottish Family Party doesn't have a definite view on the way you should bring up kids, but very definitely it's up to families, not up to the government. So I'm very happy to debate parenting styles with people, but I'm not happy to be funding the opposing side of the debate. So my Gaelic's not brilliant, but I think the best translation of this is, we took money out of your wages and wasted it on this.